In this video, we're going to look at a sneaky place where iFrames maybe are being blocked in your Joomla site. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 133. Oh, we're a third of our way to 200. Here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Thank you for your support of this channel. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, ring the bell. Subscribe and ring the bell, get notifications. All right, so why are we talking about this topic today? Let me quickly change over to the screen here and we'll have a little convo and I'll show you this setting. All right, so starting off, here's a comment that someone left on the channel. It's a public comment, so I don't mind showing it to you. It's from Nathan Shear. He says, bro, why does YouTube not work on a Joomla hosted Joomla site? I installed JCE editor, allowed iFrames, etc., etc. Why does Joomla suck so much? I'm completely baffled why anyone uses this platform. All right, so Nathan's got some frustrations there working on a site. Who hasn't been there? We're going to talk about why that is, and part of the answer is involved in security in Joomla. So before we look at this topic, let me just explain what's going on and maybe what is frustrating Nathan. And what I'm going to do is just go to chat on right. Hello, Bjorn in text. He's Breadsea. All right, so in Joomla, security is very important, as it is in every software, but Joomla security is excellent. It is above so many other products. And so Joomla has settings within it to allow you to sort of lock down your site so people can't do bad things like they would with iFrames. And then as extensions are added to Joomla, they also have their own security settings. So for instance, in Nathan's example here, he installed JCE editor. JCE editor has a place where you can block iFrames from being put inside of articles. But there's also a setting inside of Joomla itself. So basically look at it this way. If you live in an apartment building and you open up the door to your apartment and propped it open, and then went to your balcony and yelled, hey, everybody, come into my apartment, you might wonder why nobody's showing up. And that's because there's another level of security at the front door of your apartment building. Your apartment building is locked. The people can't get in there, even though you want them to come into your apartment. So you'd have to open that door for them as well. And of course, there'd be a buzzer thing or whatever. So it is in Joomla. Keep it in mind. When you add an extension, it has its own settings, but Joomla itself has settings to make sure the site is secure, just in case, and there's people that do this, you use Joomla with no other extensions in it. So it seems sneaky, but it's not really sneaky. It's a feature of the security of Joomla. So just keep in mind, if there's something that you're trying to do and it seems like iFrames, for instance, are being blocked, then you want to just take a look at everything that you're using down the chain to the base root of Joomla to make sure that's allowed. Now, the other thing is, let's just comment, why are iFrames dangerous? An iFrame displays the contents of a web page inside a Joomla article, or you could put them in a custom module or somewhere on your site. And why that is dangerous is this. If you allowed people to sign up and create profiles on your site and then start blogging, for instance, and your security is too low or someone sneaks in who wants to create problems, what they could do is they could write an article or they could do a post on their bio and they could then put an iFrame in and show content from other sites. Maybe they're selling stuff, maybe it's a competitor, maybe it's porn, maybe it's links to files that are hacked, maybe all kinds of things. So that's why for some users you would turn off the ability to use iFrames just as a case, as security. Now, if you want to give users the ability to use iFrames, then you set that up in your software. We'll see how to do that here too. So let's just okay, so we'll look back at this sneaky in quotes. No one's trying to be sneaky. Took my glasses off. Gotta see what I can click on here. Right screen. Okay, so let's get that comment out of the way. Don't forget to head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Sign up for the newsletter. You'll be automatically entered into the monthly giveaway for some great Joomla prizes, and we have some new ones coming up. All right, here we are in the back end of the basicjoomla.com site. Let's log in there. And so the very base root setting that blocks iFrames is in the system global configuration. Look at that. I got a bunch of things to update. And then text filters. And now here you will see for each of the different groups that you have set up in your Joomla site, you will see that there are settings, a blacklist for people who are just guests, who aren't logged in, or who are managers, administrator, registered. I guess guests do log in, author, editor. But look, if you're a super user and you see this setting says default blacklist, then you are not going to be able to use iFrames when inputting them in the articles. This is the very base bottom security level for filtering for what people can put inside of articles and modules. So here's where you're going to want to make sure that things are allowed or disallowed. Now, so let's go here. You can even customize this blacklist, and you can see all the instructions on how to do that down here. Or you can also whitelist, and you can check out. See, notice whitelist allows only the tags listed in the filter tags and filter attribute fields. So you would, if you want to whitelist iFrames for publishers, you would whitelist, and then you would look for here where it says iFrame, right? And then you would just put iFrame in here. Now, here's the thing though, by whitelisting, you're only allowing these things. So if you have a couple things, you have to make sure you list everything. Whereas if you blacklist things, then you're blacklisting everything. All right, you have your options, and also no HTML or no filtering. So I'm going to put this back to default blacklist. And here, super users, I'm going to put no filtering, which means basically allow everything. That's the settings that we had before, I think. Anyways, and then you're just simply going to save. So check it out here. Here, for instance, here's registered. They're not allowed to put HTML. Again, that would be, you could maybe put some HTML code that might have some hinky effect on your page or put things in. I'm going to change that to default blacklist too. Anyways, so, but let me save this while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so when it comes to using iFrames or some things on your site, remember at the base level in a core Joomla install here in global configuration text filters, there are some settings, and first of all you have to allow those, and then work your way up through the extensions that you have added, whether it's JCE editor, the default editor that comes with Joomla, MCE, a tiny MCE. I always think of it as tiny mice. It has a setting to allow iFrames in it as well. So just start at the bottom, work your way up through all the extensions you're using, and then you will eventually get it all together. Now that may seem like it sucks to some people when they're using Joomla, but what really sucks is when someone abuses your site and creates all kinds of hassle and problems for you. So if you're going to have a serious website, you need to understand what's happening on each of the levels, each of the things you're using. Even though there's tons of settings, you can do it. And again, if you get stuck, that's what the comment section is for here on the channel. Or go to the Joomla Facebook page, Joomla Facebook group, ask in a forum. But Joomla is awesome in that sense that it's very secure. But of course, with security comes frustration sometimes. So that's the topic for today. If you've not, hey, if that's all you're here for, thanks for tuning in. We're going to chat and hang out for a little while afterwards here on the channel. But if you're leaving at this point, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Ring the bell to get notifications of new live streams. And until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless. And welcome to everybody who's staying. Hello, Bjorn. It is good to see you today. Funny thing, everybody. Hey, listen. I think there might be a new Junecast podcast out today. We'll take a look at that. I don't know if it's up yet or not. But we were in the just because Zoom call last week. There'll be another one Thursday at 10 a.m. my time. That's 1500 UTC. Anyways, hello, John. So Breadsea was actually Bjorn was in that call, and he shared a link to his website, and then I saw that it was Breadsea And I went, oh, of course. And I remembered in the past that Bjorn had said that he was Breadsy, and I totally forgot. So it was funny because it was like I was talking to Breadsy on live streams here, and then in the phone calls talking to Bjorn, and they were the same people. So there you go. Sometimes the CPU is running a little slow up here. All right. Hey, well, let's change over to right computer screen here. Let's go to Junecast. Yes, and everybody, something really hilarious happened on the call last Thursday. I'll talk about that in a little second. All right, the Junecast. Let's see, here we go. Yes, it is. There's the call with Parth Lawati. And so let me give you that. That will be for you to listen to later on today, or when you totally get bored of this. All right, so here's what happened with the just because call last week. So we get into the call. It's time. We're there. I think Chaitan was in the call, and so would John Mulholt had just come in the call. And there may have been one other person that came in just at that point. They had Northern Lights showing, so that might have been Bjorn, but. Anyway, so then some guy came on with this really thick Indian accent, and he didn't. He was saying like, he was saying that he didn't really know technology. He just wanted to listen. He just kept saying that over and over again. So it's like, oh man. And then we asked where he was from. And he said Nevada, and I thought, man, that does not add up. But anyways, while that was happening, then all of a sudden the room flooded with people. And suddenly someone shared their screen, and there was a bunch of monkeys having sex on the screen and all this noise. And so I closed the channel down. And then chose the call down. Closed the call down. What had happened was I shared the link to the call on Twitter. And I guess there are, during this pandemic days, people who are getting a little squirrely locked up inside, and they can't be kids unless they're super unsupervised kids. But anyways, people looking for Zoom links on Twitter and then bombing into channels. So we're going to have to adjust. I won't be sharing on the Zoom link on social media anymore. We're going to have to, just like my example earlier on, we're going to have to build a few locks to allow people who are legit to get through. So we will. I will post the link to the call in the Slack channel, and for those of you that would like to join that Slack channel, we can post the link here. Also, I could probably, Matt, is it safe to post here? I don't know. I will also, post it in the Slack channel. But here's the deal: if you want to get in on that call and you cannot find a link for it, just contact me, tim@cybersalt.com. Anyways, I need to build a bit of a system just to keep that a little bit more secure, because as hilarious as it was. I mean, not that I think that monkey sex interrupting a meeting is hilarious. It was just so funny obviously we're getting pranked by someone. So, but that's only funny once. So. We will definitely, I'll figure out something and let you all know. And I probably, all right, I know. If you could see how messy my work area is here, I will probably get the newsletter out. I have to get the newsletter out either today or tomorrow, because a new month is coming. So, okay, and then Bjorn has shared a video there. Let's check that out. It says the info on Joomla 4. So let's click and go. Whoops, that went. It opened up inside my chat window here, so I just need to open in a new tab. There we go. Let's do that. Oh, and oops, something went wrong. Oh yeah, I know what's going on here. It's because I'm logged into YouTube. There we go. And it looks like, let's see when this was. Oh, there's a Joomla discussion with George Wilson. That took place on, that was uploaded today, but that took place last week on that. So, okay, so there's a recording of a Joomla 4 discussion with George Wilson, and that is on the Joomla Shack YouTube channel. All right, and it looks like we don't see, there's, no, oh, it looks like George was not using his camera. Too bad. We had George on camera while we were recording the podcast with him. I think that's the next episode that is coming up in 2 weeks from today. We will have that out. Yes, it was last Thursday that this took place, and now it is available for you to watch. Thanks for sharing that. Bread C. Bjorn. Right. Hey, look, there's a bunch of stats for my channel right there. 1,713 subscribers we're up to right now. I might be chugging up towards 100,000 views in a while. Oh no, that's not. That's a different channel. that's Joomla Shack. All right. Yes, that's the information on Joomla Shack. Here is 1,713. You want to see what my channel is? Let's see here. We can go here. Actually, the easiest way to do that is to go to my, whoops. No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Go here, go to my channel. Let's see what the stats are showing down the side here. If they will show up on mine. Yeah, 143,000 views. Lifetime, 288 videos, 1,730 subscribers. Hello, Ivers says he's waited 1 hour for the live stream. Don't you have summertime in Canada? You've waited an hour. No, the new time, we changed our time. So the new time is, and this is the old problem that we've talked about too. Full screen, right. If we stick with UTC time, then when the clock changes, then it changes the hour that everybody has to go. If you're in a country or a location that that changes the time clock. So UTC UTC right now, it is UTC. What time UTC is it right now? Let me just ask you. Let me just ask right now. What UTC time is it? Right now it is 6:24 p.m. So 20, yeah, so right now for you it is 20 minus 12, that's 8 o'clock. Wow. Because I always start at 11 o'clock p.m. here on the west coast of Canada for Monday and Wednesday streams, unless it's a special occasion. And so right now the time is 18. So I'm 1800 UTC in this current iteration. So we actually don't, we have summertime in Canada. You know, on one level, people wonder if we have summertime because they think we're always snow, but I know that's not what you're asking. We only change the clock 1 hour, and so we don't change it more. Do you guys change it? Ivor, do you guys change it? Really? Breads, are you guys saying it's 20 UTC? No. Can't be 20 UTC. Okay, let's check this out here. Here's the deal. Because here's what UTC time is it? And it says 6:24 p.m. March 30th, 2020. Coordinated Universal Time. Oh, you guys just changed on Sunday, 1 hour forward? Because we changed like 3 or 4 weeks ago. All right, let's just go. What exact time is it now? All right, so here's what I see. Here's UTC. Coordinated Universal Time is 1826. Yeah. So that's the UTC. That's everywhere. So let's see. What UTC time is it in Norway? You're +1. In Norway, the standard time is central. Let's see. All right, here we go. Your UTC offset is 2 hours in Oslo. So that means, yes, so you guys are +2. So you guys are actually, so this is UTC time, but your actual local time has 2 hours on top here. So controlled universal time, or UTC, is one clock just ticking away, and all of the time zones are linked to it. So right now, I am UTC minus 7 hours. And so you guys in the summertime change, having changed, you are 2 hours, yes, you are 2 hours ahead, and in the winter 1. So when I publish the UTC time, basically you just have to figure out what UTC is and adjust here for your own time. It will be less confusing when my province stops changing the clocks, which is maybe coming this year, at which time I will always be on the same as UTC. So there you go. So you guys just changed your clock recently, though, so that would throw you off, because we changed our clocks about 4 weeks ago, back when we were allowed to, back when we were all allowed to be together. Yes, universal. Maybe, you know what we should all do is get one of those cool round clocks that just shows UTC time up on our wall that we can just refer to, and then since we are citizens of the world, digital citizens, and aware of everything going on all around us and talking across time zones, so we should just have that clock. It'll start to work. So yeah, the UTC thing gets a bit confusing, but yes, what's confusing is that, just imagine if the whole world was on UTC and you would just be used to getting up at 6 p.m. That's not going to happen. All right, so while we're in here, why don't I just go chat to right? Let's just go see what is happening on the Facebook Joomla extensions. Chat on the right screen. There we go. As that loads, let's see. Omer Vural needs a Joomla members listing component. Yeah, probably a bunch of people commenting here. So someone shares a template. Not very helpful. Eugene Savokin has shared a plan with discounts and product plans. A huge discount to all products and plans at Nornext. JoomDev is also doing that. Someone looking for some advice. They need VPS. Does anyone have good recommendation? There's someone. Alibaba Cloud is cheap and easy to configure. You know what? You probably don't want to judge a good VPS based on cheap. Don't cheap out on your hosting, because it's like having a huge dragster or race car, and then you think, oh, I'll just put a cheap engine in it. You're just going to be frustrated. Someone wants to know how to display a review rating for free in Joomla. Bjorn uses DreamHost. I'm super happy with Liquid Web. Though for those guys in Europe, you might want something closer, and they have servers just in Lansing, Michigan, in the States. OVH, I was with OVH for a number of years. They have good stuff all over the place. So OVH, their data center, they're really good. I don't know anything about DreamHost. Chuck says InMotion Hosting and Cloudflare. I think you can probably get from Rocken, ROCHEN. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe what this guy's recommending is not it's not a bad one either. But just don't look at what's. I mean, look for what's affordable, but don't look for what's cheap. Yeah. So someone wanting to display reviews rating for free in Joomla. So of course, if there's one, we've seen that there are reviews to show Google reviews, and also Tassos showed a little link there to how to enable voting in Joomla. This guy wants to start a bulk SMS business, but don't know which extension to use. And ACY SMS is one that first came to mind. And ACY mailing is really great, so I would think that would be a great tool to have. Please hope Joomla 4 is available. All right, so there's someone who's asking when that will be available. John Dagamore posted JChat Social. He's the one that does JSitemap. So JChat Social. Have we ever looked at that? Let's check it out. First fully non-hosted video chat plugin. Oh, that's right. We saw this video chat. Oh, then that's a very great time to be checking that out. Hey, I should contact him, see if he wants to come on and show this, do a demo. Because now is the time. Do you know that I was helping a friend who's getting his church online to stream their service last Sunday, and I recommended a webcam. The same one that I use here, I have just right here on the boom arm, the Logitech C920. Last October, it was like available for like $89, and it's an awesome webcam. So I suggested that, and I went on Amazon, and that was $89 Canadian. I went on Amazon, so like 50 something American. I went on Amazon to find a link for him, and I went to Amazon.com. That webcam is now $240. Or and change, because there's so many people video streaming now. There's been a huge run on webcams, and the price has gone way up because of the pandemic. So I'm gonna see if this guy is available to do this on the live stream, because that would be great to see. Okay. Let's scroll down here. Cold Layers Theme Force. Here's another template. Don't put templates in here, people. Otto Zesker, JMG preloader. We've looked at that, and we're actually back to where we were last week. So, updates on J4. Yes, Chuck. And actually, you came in after that, but Bjorn already shared that link further up. But yes, go ahead and check that out. And we're, if you want to get to know George a bit more, I don't know what's in that video, but in 2 weeks we'll be having him on Junecast podcast. So, yeah, so that takes care and catches up for that. Yeah, so we've Chayton and I felt pretty good after talking to George on that. Interviewing for that podcast, just hearing some of the things about Joomla 4. It wasn't so much Joomla 4 focus, though, because on Junecast we get to meet the people that are behind things in Joomla. So, Bjorn says it was good. He listened to it on Zoom. Yes, sirree. Now, let me bring up my, let's see here. I'm going to change this screen here. I'm going to go to here. Last week's test of Calendly to do a group booking for a Zoom call worked really well. Multiple, two people signed up that method, but that was okay because that was the test. I'm just going to go in and get you the link for that. Let's see, copy that link. So if you want to sign up for Thursdays, you can do so through this link. Really happy with how Calendly is working. I've had people booking things and meetings. Really happy with how it's working with Zoom. So if you want to sign up, and again, this just because Zoom meeting is just to hang out, just to chat for us. So that'll be at 10 o'clock my time, which will be UTC 1700, which means in Norway that's going to be UTC 1900. Yes. No, it'll be UTC 1700, which means you're going to be 2 hours before that. Sorry, let's not make it more confusing. Yeah, go ahead and sign up for that, and I'll put this link into Slack. In fact, why don't we just go to Slack right now? I'll put that in. I'll put that in later on. Well, I think everybody's got the link to it here. I'm going to have to come up with a strategy for signing up for Slack, so we won't do that right now. Okay. Well, I don't know how it is where you guys are, but I'm guessing, I'm pretty much at two weeks into self-isolation or social distancing, just staying at home. Although it was sort of social distancing light the days before that, I know we'll probably have at least 2 more weeks here in Canada. India just got locked down for 3 weeks. The US is doing not lockdown, but social distancing for another month. So this is going to continue on. I'm toying with starting on one of my other channels, just sort of ongoing commentary about things. But I did read a really good article today about people in a rush to be productive during this pandemic time. They're doing it with the mindset that, hey, let's be productive in these 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever people think, so that we can get a lot accomplished. And then when things are back to normal, we'll have lots of things done. I was talking about the undue psychological pressure that we're putting on ourselves to be productive now, because actually what has happened is a shift has happened, a change has happened in the world. It's never going to be the same. And there's not a point coming in 4 weeks where everything will go back to what it was like a month and a half ago. Or 2 months ago, depending on where you were in the timeline of this moving through the globe. The world has changed, and we're going to be dealing with the ramifications for a long time. And so we need to take care of our mental power as well. Our brains, we need to take care of ourselves psychologically and pursue mental health. So let's not burn ourselves out trying to change everything in our world in the next 4 weeks, thinking, okay, and then we'll just go back, it'll all be the same again. We need to realize that we're going through a change and a transformation, and eventually life will seem normal again someday, but it's not going to be the old normal that we know, that we knew. Just as a number of things have happened, look, that happens in our lives often. We suffer the loss of a loved one. A job changes and our economic fortunes change, or the career that we had in something is no longer needed because technology has advanced and it's replaced. No one needs record players anymore, or whatever it is. So that can happen to us individually or in groups, but this has happened to the whole world, and it's something that we just need to slow down. And in this time when everybody is saying that we need to be kind to each other, it's always a time to be kind to each other, we also need to be kind to ourselves. So don't burn yourself out trying to do some things before life gets back to normal. Begin to work your way through the process of what life is like now and where it's going, and take care of yourself, because that That we're in a new reality, and it won't be. It's not even going to be settled in the next year, even with the virus and whatnot. Waiting for vaccination, or there's plenty coming down the pike. So yeah, so I read that article. I read part of it. I'm going to read more of it. All right. Well, anything else? Anything else out there? Chuck says he's been fighting the stomach flu, or it's just stress. Yeah, and Chuck, I'm sure that you've made yourself aware of what the symptoms are of COVID-19. But yep, we are all under stress, and I would say I will admit to being minorly depressed. I mean, if I was majorly depressed, I'd admit to that too. But sometimes here's what I've been describing, and I don't know if I used this before. I'll use this illustration again, but it's like having a perfectly baked cake. Even our happiest moments, even when we watch videos and we see people who are, they put some funny entertainment on or something, and it just lightens a moment. It gives us a break. Even those things, there's a slight hint to them. That's good that you don't have those symptoms. Even those things, there's a slight hint of the fact that we can't go out. And not only that, but that people are suffering incredibly because of this. The world. There's always people suffering incredibly, even worse than coronavirus is doing to them. So in that, but we have this heightened awareness that it's happening around us, and so it's like a beautifully baked cake, and you bite into it and it's wonderful. The icing is smooth. It tastes great, but it's got a little bit too much salt. There's too much salt when it was made, and so there's always just a slight off taste that reminds us, even in the moment of enjoyment, there's just something that's there, and that wears us down. So that's a real impact that is affecting all of us. And one of the things to do to work through that and to survive that is instead of saying, oh no, or some people just say, oh, there's something wrong with me. I just keep going, and then we put even more pressure on ourselves. Let's just accept that that's the reality right now. Let's just accept that that's what's going on. That's how we feel, and because one of the things about feelings is that when we have them, if we try to bury them, then they really mess us up. But if we just allow them and we just see them and we just realize they're going on and accept them, then eventually we will get used to them, or we will develop, we will cope with them, or we'll have mechanisms, just that ongoing thing. So, so it's a tough time. It's a tough time for all of us who are healthy. It's a tough time for all of us who have homes. So it's a tough time for a lot of other people, and even tougher. I mean, I work at home, so it's not so much of a change of not, like it's so different to be home all the time or so much. But there's people who work in hospitals and all doctors and people who just have to be working and be out there. And that's incredible stress for them, also being out and about. So Chuck says you have 62 in your county as of today, 10 deaths, only 62. Yeah, so that's so not a big spread. We on our island, I think we have about 100, and we on our Chuck, I guess maybe 10 deaths out of 62. That's a high percentage, but perhaps they were. I know in a lot of places it's nursing homes or healthcare facilities that have really been hit hard. I know one of the reasons the count is as high as it is here in British Columbia is because there's a seniors home care home over on the mainland. So I live on the island off the coast, and they've had 8 people die just in that one location. So yes, and there's Ivers. There is Ivers' link. And also, just let me see. Imran just typed something here in chat here. Hey, he just said hi to me here. Let me just say hi to him. Hi, Imran. We're live on the channel right now. I gotta have to find. Can someone post the link to this and I'll in chat, because my link will show that I am logged into. It'll have the studio link. So if you want to post that, and then I can share that with Imran. Yes, Ivers' link here to World of Meters. I bookmarked this and have used it a number of times this week. Right here, here it is. And this is updated pretty much, it seems pretty much in real time, because I have actually gone back after a few minutes and refreshed this page, and the number does go up. Oh, he's going in there now. So, yeah, there's your total numbers. And yeah, and Bretsy's shared this link here. And now I'm going to have to fix that because that's going to be broken, but that's just because of me. All right. And now I'm going to have to fix that. Oh, there it is. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. I forgot. I totally forgot. Yeah. Look at that. You can now pin a message to chat up at the top. Ah. There's Imran. Hello, Imran. What did you miss? Well, you missed the topic, which I'll let you replay. The topic today was the very base setting for disallowing or allowing iFrames in Joomla. And then we've just been catching up on some other things, mentioning about the next just because phone call, Zoom call. And then we're talking about some Corona stats here. Okay, cool. I can pin one of these chats to the top here. Let's try that right now. I can pin that to the top of chat. And there it is. Look at that. I like that. Unpinned message. I'll have to keep that in mind. So, and then we're just looking at this link here that that Ivers shared showing Corona cases. You're welcome, Imran. So, big old curve here. They show a linear and a logarithmic. So logarithmic, I'm guessing, is showing percentage increase, perhaps. Anyone know what the difference is between? I mean, the linear is the actual numbers here, number of cases. But logarithm, that has something to do with algebra, right? So this obviously probably has something to do, who knows? Maybe we should see that. Click on coronavirus in top. Coronavirus in top. Oh, yeah? No, we're up there, yeah. What is logarithmic? You're 49 according to government stats. Yeah, no, it's already there. Logarithmic, yes. What is log? Just remember how to spell it too. Logarithmic. Logarithmic. Mean what does showing results for logarithm? Relating to or expressed in terms of logarithm. Construct it so that successive points along an axis or graduations which are an equal distance apart represents values which are in an equal ratio of a curve forming a straight line when plotted on. Yeah, that doesn't really tell us much though. And yes, and Imran, you're saying that your government says you've got 49 cases, but you guys don't believe it because you think it's higher. Yeah, I've been following some of the posts on Facebook that people put from Bangladesh. Almost everyone is familiar with mathematical concept of a mean, even if they know it more by common name, the average. By summing the terms in a series and dividing the resulting number, you can obtain the mean of a given group of numbers. A logarithmic mean is very much like this, often used when calculating temperature differences, or logarithmic mean is obtained in much the same way as a simple average, though it does employ a slightly higher level of mathematics associated with logarithms. Place the two numbers that you will be deriving the mean from in a series by writing them down. Calculate the value of the natural logarithmic. Okay, there's instructions. Oh, that's telling you how to calculate it, but it does let us know here. It's the it's used to calculate temperatures, and it looks like across a range of things. So if we go with logarithmic, you can see, okay, what are the changes in the number of cases, and here, even though it's just going up, and then when the cases start to increase, just the maybe it's sort of like an average over the last while, the last number of days, how much it goes up. Okay. Guess who did not take that very much in school? Of course, that would be a while ago anyways. Imran says it's very hot there in the day. Yesterday it was 38 degrees Celsius at 11:30 in the morning. Wow. Wow. So let's go, we'll search here for Bangladesh. Yeah, 49 cases, 1 new case, 5 deaths. Yeah. All right, well, we can look at those stats lots. And you're saying Corona's not that much strong enough to spread at this temperature. Okay. Well, that would be an advantage if that holds to be true. All right. Well, everybody, anything else? 'Cause that'd just be depressing for us to look at Corona numbers all day. Anything else that we can cover or talk about, or projects that you want to share? Let me just go down here to a screen here. If not, I'm going to grab some breakfast. I did shave today, and look, I'm working on my pandemic haircut. Normally, I would just go and get this done at the barber's, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to wait 4 weeks more too. So I was thinking I might get my wife to try to cut it. Although, who knows? We should maybe do that live. Do that online live. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Make wise choices. Stay at home if you're able to. And yeah. Black cumin seed, moringa, and vitamin C. Yes, it's good to be healthy. Be healthy. I went for a walk yesterday with Susan, and I got winded. So I haven't been out much, haven't been doing much. So yeah, so even with stuff going around, it's important to be taking care of ourselves, especially when we are going through stress like we are. Bjorn, you're welcome. Chuck, Imran, Bjorn, Ivers still sticks to a little whiskey. And anyone else out there who's watching or lurking, thanks. Good to spend this time with you. And until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.